Young Shy Beats.
Ooh, guys, y'all see where we are. Illinois Motors, my brother Tim. Got a special treat.
Yes.
This is gonna be the purest of reactions.
This is a big day.
Oh my
tomorrow's
God.
the big day.
Tomorrow's the big day.
And I just wanted to give him a preview and everybody kind of like a clean and clear preview of what we've got in store already.
I'm super excited.
For the event tomorrow.
Y'all gotta realize something, man. This is probably gonna grow and be one of the absolute biggest events over the summer. It's probably gonna have the event to be too.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
100%. I need to get something out of the way.
Uh-oh.
My fly's not down. These pants are malfunctioned.
We're not looking at Tim's fly.
Someone's gonna fucking notice it, so I'm just gonna...
We're gonna shoot at the sky. Look, Tim.
Yeah. Up there is cool. All right.
Man, look at this ACR.
You ready?
All right, we're about to get the purest of purest. I'm ready.
All right. Let's keep going. And we're getting a little better.
All right, I haven't showed him yet.
I'm gonna walk and turn the lights on.
All right, you get the lights on. What? Oh my God. Might as well walk y'all through this, what I'm seeing, man. We looking at the back of cars. Should we show them the back of cars or walk around to the front?
It's your video.
I like the route that Tim took. Y'all don't even understand what I'm looking at, but y'all see this guy behind me. Y'all know I love that guy. Yes, sir. Y'all know about the Cannonball Run winner? This is the champ right here, baby. This is the champ. Shout out to Cannonball Garage, man, for bringing that heat. But oh my God, guys, are y'all ready? Yes, sir. I want to drive one of those so bad, boy.
Strong chance that there are multiple of these coming.
Are you serious?
I don't want to say anything definitive, but there is. We had one come late last year. It wasn't able to make it in the show.
Yeah, he was out there.
Later and decided to park further away. Understandably so. He might be in the building tomorrow. Just depends on when it shows up, if it shows up. And yeah, we'll have a few 4GTs, but this is what we have preemptively before we even have the car show. So
I need y'all to see this heat. I need to see this heat. And the colors just coming off that thing, man.
yeah, it's crazy.
That Triton is a beast over there, man.
For once.
I know, right? For once, you're right. They finally got it right.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like this spec of this doggone SV, bruh.
Aventador SV.
I love this spec. These wheels. I like this.
Yeah, it's pretty...
It's subtle, but it hits hard.
I think they left the front lift up. This is clearly lowered.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, because it's much lower in the back.
Yeah, look at the back. You can see it.
The lift is up. So, yeah, lot to take in. This SV. So, this SV.
I love this spec.
This Ferrari SF90.
Oh.
And that Porsche GT3RS. Shout out to Chicago Motor Cars for coming.
Oh, they came through.
Supporting our event. So
they came through.
Brought those cars for us, which is really cool. And yeah, I mean, just the rest of it's just as crazy as that. But one thing that we kind of briefly went over, which I actually personally believe is the coolest car we have.
Yeah.
It's back there.
Uh-oh.
I genuinely, like, you know me.
Oh, you talk about Bond?
I'm talking.
James Bond?
Not exactly that.
Oh, we talking about this guy. I knew what you was talking about.
I'm a Mopar guy. You know that. I'm like, if I'm American muscle, it's mainly Mopar.
Yeah.
That's where my heart's at.
Yeah.
This is the coolest muscle car, I think, in like the past 30 years.
Sheesh.
It's just so cool.
Tim, you got to tell him.
It's a Cobra R.
Oh my God.
It's a 2000 Cobra R. They made 300 of them. Naturally aspirated 5.4 liter V8. It actually is the predecessor, the precursor engine of the engine that's found in the 05 Ford GT.
Oh, yeah.
This is where its bones began. 385 horsepower all motor, and they dyno at 390 wheels, so they're making somewhere in the neighborhood of 440, 450.
Oh, this thing is nasty.
So yeah, they make some steam.
This thing is crazy clean. Tim, how many miles is on this car?
Like 500 miles. 500 miles. So the reason why I'm like so freaked out,
What?
we're just like a Mustang and we're surrounded by supercars, is they only made 300. You'll never see one of these again. These don't get driven. It's really sad.
500 miles.
Mike got one of these. He's one of the owners of the company. This is his car. He brought it out for the show, and I'm stoked because this is one of my favorite cars ever growing up. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2.
Yeah.
Just remember it.
Yeah.
You know, County Out Patrol vehicle.
Flames coming out the side of the car.
Vehicle is a 2000 Mustang Cobra R. Just ingrained in my memory, you know. This wing is just iconic because some people believe it doesn't belong there, and I think that's what makes it so cool.
It literally sticks completely out like a sore thumb, right?
100%. But there's just so many things that they did that are just.
It does look like
cool,
an afterthought, but this thing is clean, bro.
So, did you know that if you get into a rear end collision on one of these, it's not that big of a deal if you just need to replace the bumper? Because this is a V6 bumper.
Really?
Because if they were to put side pipes in the car, which they do, right?
Oh, you wouldn't have those cutouts.
Holes. So
Yeah.
that's not going to work.
So
So
this
what
with
did
the-
they do? They just pulled the V6 one where they just have like a single exit that comes
Yeah.
out below.
Yeah.
It's a V6 bumper. So there's so many cool things like about this car. Like,
What do you know about the paint color?
it's the only color that I don't remember what it's called. Is it torch red? It might be called torch red. All I know is that it's the only color you could get these in.
It's like this reddish orange, and I don't know if it's coming across off the camera, but it pops really, really hard. It looks really good. It looks deep.
If you think you're seeing one of these because someone has the wing or the body kit on it, it has to be this color because they were not sold in any other
I can
color.
honestly say I may have only seen one other Cobra R in my life.
Yeah.
I can't remember any other time because I do remember seeing the wing,
Yeah.
and it was the part that was prominent to me was you could see the screws, right? That part stood out to me.
100%.
So
Unique wheels, side pipes, crazy front chin splitter, this huge air dam, like.
and I don't remember that part. I only remember the wing. So I don't know.
There's a lot of unique parts of the Cobra R. You know, unique seats. The Recaros are cool. What's funny is the rest of the interior is just a Mustang, but you're not buying it for that. You're buying it for what's under the hood.
Yeah, what this thing can actually do. This is so cool.
I'm sure this is cleaned up too, but.
Oh my God. Bond. James Bond.
Because turbochargers and superchargers are for the weak.
Oh, motel. What?
And this is crazy because this was putting out basically the same wheel horsepower numbers as the supercharged Terminator motor that
Are
came
you
later.
serious?
They dyno 390 wheel. That's like right around what a stock Terminator dynoed. Like 400 wheel for a Terminator, and this thing's all motor.
That means she's torquey.
Huge. Oh. And it's cool because it's a 5.4 dual overhead cam 32 valve motor. It's not like a, single overhead cam or something like that. This is, Ford was really kind of, getting into the dual overhead cam game in the mid to late 90s.
Oh my God, bro.
With the mod motors. So, this is just so cool. Like, I'm telling you, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2, this was probably one of my favorite cars in the game.
And I could, with all the car events and shows and cars and coffee that I've gone to, I've never seen one. I've never seen one out. So this is going to be one of those cars. When you see them, you need to go check it out because it's going to be a rarity.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
We'll be around a lot of the other exotic cars, and they are amazing. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
They're special. They're cool. The colors are great. The specs on all these cars are
This
excellent.
is the rarest car that you probably got here.
This is like special beyond special. So if you care about that sort of thing.
No, man.
But
you know,
most
we
people
car
don't
guys.
know that this is actually not the only Cobra R that they made. They made 2 other generations. Gotta close on.
There you go.
They made 2 other generations.
Okay.
Started with the Fox body in 92 or 93. And they only made like 106 of them. So that's the rarest one you can
Okay.
get. And then I think the 94, 95 generation, that's that 95 Mustang, there was a Cobra R, actually I think had the same wheels as this, if I'm not mistaken, and had slightly different bumpers. But this is the Cobra R that the majority of people remember.
Yeah.
Because it's just, look at it.
Yeah.
It's so visually distinct.
Is the 350R a predecessor of this one?
You mean like successor?
Yeah,
350R?
successor. Yeah.
I mean,
Could it be?
it's definitely
Naturally aspirated.
Now that you say it, yeah.
I think it is.
I think so.
It's a Cobra.
Damn near the same displacement.
Yeah. I think it is, huh?
That's a pretty accurate comparison.
Yeah.
Because they never really did anything like this again.
No, it's been a long time. And when the 350 came out, it was its own little animal in a sense, right?
Super
No
niche.
different than this one.
Niche car too. Like, you got to think, they only made 300 of these.
Yeah.
So that was like, what's their incentive to continue to make these limited track specials? And then they're like, let's not make it limited, open the production and just let people buy them. And it turns out a lot of people did. So.
And look at the 350R,
Yeah.
which is the track monster for Mustang.
Yeah, 100%. But interestingly, there's like 90% of GT350 orders were for the standard GT350. and
Correct,
the R.
correct.
Much lower production numbers for the R.
Right.
So, anyways, done drooling over this.
Woo!
That is a 900-mile C401 in a very special color that I don't know the name of.
Is this Carlisle Blue?
I don't know the name.
I think this is Carlisle Blue. What?
It's got 900 miles. And it's a 91 or a 90 because it's the original C4 body style. You see how they didn't change it yet?
Yeah, yeah.
This is the first year of the 01, which I think is 90. So,
What?
first year for the C4
And you know I'm not a C4 fan. I'm gonna let everybody knows that. I'll talk my crap about the C4. And the badging was right here. So I came back here. I remember that. What? 900 mile?
900 miles.
I'm gonna put it up the color on the screen because I believe this is called Carlisle Blue, but
Yeah.
what?
It's so nice. Like,
This thing is
inside,
crazy.
You've got some fade from the sun here on the lamination.
That's
but-
very odd.
Yeah, dude. But the rest of it's so nice that it doesn't even.
It don't. And what's killed me, it goes into this opal type thing, so it kind of looks cool.
Yeah.
What?
But yeah, you don't really ever see these with low miles like this, ever.
Not this car, because they get beat up.
And the color, because they got so cheap. Like, who is going to take care of them? You know what I mean?
They got beat up. They weren't the most popular Corvette. The only thing that made this car popular was the Callaway version that they created, the
Sledgehammer?
Sledgehammer.
But I don't think that Sledgehammer was based on a ZR1.
No. On the C4.
Yeah, as far as popularity goes for the C4, yeah, I kind of agree with that. But I'll tell you what, the thing with the C4 ZR1 is it was initially very successful. It's just when they spread it out too long,
Yeah. It didn't have the same,
it looked too much like
everything else.
all the other Corvettes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this was like a real car, guys, if you know car.
Yes.
So.
Well, you saw where I went. I went to the
It
badge.
was also hugely expensive, by the way.
Yeah, it was expensive. This car wasn't that expensive, right? So
This one, absolutely.
No. This model wasn't as expensive. The C4 wasn't the most expensive car.
Yeah, the ZR1 was double.
Was the double the base price? Correct.
Which is actually in line for all other ZR1s. Right?
No.
C6 ZR1 was like $100,000 car with options.
Yeah.
A base C6 was around 50, 45, 50.
Well, I guess you're right. No, you're correct. I'm thinking.
I think it was just a harder
on your average.
Yeah.
On your average car, not base.
Yeah.
Because this literally doubled the price of your average C4. Right? Well, your average C, you think about the C5, C6, not C5, C4, C7 was 60, 70, depending on what you were getting. Although the base were lower, you still had Z06.
Yeah, 100%. By the way, I just think I need to mention that the new ZR1 is going to have the largest price delta of any Corvette.
Yeah, it's about to go through the roof, and I think it's by design.
Yeah.
It's by design. So I think where they allowed a gap, I'm going to tell you where they created a gap. They created space in two places. Odd spaces, right? Because when the Z06 came out, it created a gap that was normally created by the ZR1. So it went way above the spectrum, almost double.
Yeah.
Right? But then they came out the E-Ray, which slid a little bit lower than the Z06, which was weird. But now you're about to get that ZR1 Zora, which is going to eclipse the Z06 probably by not double, but it's probably going to be about triple the cost of a base.
I wonder what
Z06.
a base price is going to be.
It's going to be stupid, bro.
Do you think it's going to be 140?
I think the base for the Zora is probably going to land somewhere in the
120.
True supercar price range, like 160, 170.
For a base?
For base. Wow. Yeah. I think it's going to be 160, 170. And then when you start looking at add-ons and then markup, it's going to be a $250,000, almost $300,000 car all day long.
I'm going to argue something. It's going to end up the same fate as this car. All the other C8's going to look too close to that one.
I don't think so.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because it's different. So remember, the only body style that has...
But this is different.
So no, this has the same body style as the base Corvette.
Yeah.
Whereas the base Corvette of the C8 is not a wide body. It's like the Stingrays of the C7.
It's hardly noticeable unless you know.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Because somebody sitting next to them, they will believe they're the same car.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? And if it would allow, well, if they don't see them side by side, they'll think it's the same car. Yeah. Looking at them side by side, you'll notice it has more ways to get air to cooling in the front. You'll notice the wide body on the back. But to your point, and I have to agree with you, to guys that don't know the car, they're not going to know the difference. All they're going to know that, this is Zora.
That's going to be the challenge, I think. But we'll see what happens.
But no different than what the Z06 did to the market.
Yeah.
I believe the ZR1 is going to take a big turn as well.
Sure.
A huge turn on the market because, and I haven't heard of the specs, but I think it's going to do what I would love to do to E-Ray, is supercharge that motor and have that power on the front.
I've heard turbos. I've heard that.
They went turbos.
I've heard that it's turbos.
We got to do research, guys.
Anyways, this is cool. And
this is awesome.
This had a totally inventive engine for the brand too. First overhead cam engine in a Corvette.
This is awesome.
So this is cool.
I am not a C4 fan, but I love what I'm looking at right now. Like, for real.
It's pretty special.
It is special. I think that's the key.
I'm like, what's that? It's like a 900. I'm like,
what? I think the key phrase that you said is that it's special. That is a special car.
Yeah.
So I did some research on that guy. Guess what I learned about it?
What, the Lister?
Yes.
What about it?
I just learned this, and I thought it was very interesting. Did you know that the Lister was sued by Mercedes-Benz because of their badging?
Actually?
Yes.
Wow. That actually doesn't surprise me.
You see that?
Now that you mention it.
They were sued by Mercedes because of their badging.
Did Mercedes win?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Isn't that crazy?
That does not surprise me, actually. Yeah.
It's a cool car, but yeah.
It's an interesting car for sure.
Oh, they got PPF across the front too.
Yeah. So this is what's funny is these are actually replicas of old Jaguar Listers.
Yes.
What they were called, the Jaguar Lister Roadster. So
Yes.
this one was made by a company that I don't remember the name of right now.
It's okay. We'll put it up on the screen.
At some point, we might have to go over it like on a separate video.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It is really cool.
Front clamshell, all that business.
Man, that truck just caught my attention. I don't know how to stop looking at it.
That's a SEMA built truck. A lot of work has gone into that truck. A lot. And it's probably got the coolest light button system that I've seen. It's got a touch screen built into the roof that's like a small little
I need to show y'all how tall this truck is, guys. Like,
don't be fooled. Swole is the size of Danny DeVito.
but I got you next to it, too. We are Danny DeVito.
Damn.
What?
You're right. So it's got a screen up there to control the lights, and it's like so much like, it sounds like a disaster, but the way they did it is so good that it's way easier than messing with auxiliary switches.
Really?
It's like you literally, it tells you exactly what lights turn on and not. It's
Bro,
very impressive.
do you see these lights? These things are like, that's like headlights.
Yeah, there's all kinds of lights. There's lights that come down, obviously, and
They got pods under here. You see them?
yeah.
Oh, look at this suspension. This thing is done.
It was built for SEMA, so you can find pictures of that online and
Absolutely beautiful.
the full build on it.
Absolutely beautiful.
MC20, as we mentioned before, this one has an area body kit. I think they only made, it's like one of 15 or one of 20 that got this body kit, and then special HRE wheels. And the paint on this car is obviously nuts too, but that's factory paint, not done by Arias.
God, this is a 7-stage factory paint. 7 stages of painting to make this paint look the way it does. And let me tell you, I think they got it right.
It looks fantastic. And it plays into the Maserati theme of blue.
Yes.
Everything's blue with everything.
Yes.
You do. And how do I know this? I stare at blue gauges every time I drive my okay, so
yeah, because if you look at the white one, that blue tint comes out. Everything comes out blue. And it looks so freaking good. This
kit's great.
Kit is stupid.
I think it's like, this is such a pure car. My friend Tim had one of these. He put like a stripe on it.
Yeah.
It didn't look bad, but I told him, I'm like, less is more with this car.
I agree. I would agree.
It's so clean that you don't really want to mess with it.
They wrapped the top, huh?
Yeah. And then they did the whole rear carbon diffuser and
yeah. It actually looks great, man. I like the way this looks. And I like that they got the tips is in carbon as well.
Yeah.
Wrapped outlay into carbon. This thing looks great.
It is a beast, folks.
Yeah, it really is.
I think it's 630 horsepower, twin turbo V6.
Yeah, it's stupid.
A really interesting technology. It's pre-chamber combustion, so it has a mini chamber above the combustion chamber that pre-fires fuel. So it's almost like detonation, but it provides literally smack in your face throttle response. Like,
and it sounds, you know what gets me, and it sounds great.
It sounds pretty good.
It sounds great.
It sounds like a dirty 911 turbo.
It really does.
It's because, like,
yes,
911 turbo is like so refined.
Yep.
This feels a little agricultural.
Yes.
But in like a rough kind of funky way.
Grutty, a little grutty.
Yeah. And this is obviously
not gritty, but grutty.
I just noticed. Probably not one of my favorite features about the model year that this is. The 2021 models, 21 or 22. One of the years has a solid bezel to adjust your suspension, and then they changed it to a touch screen in the middle there.
Okay.
On the earlier year, they only did it for 1 year. It looks like a little pearl.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm gonna put a picture up, guys. I know exactly what he's talking about. We're gonna put it up.
And that adjusts your suspension settings, the drive mode.
Yeah.
Settings. I kind of wish they stuck with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, based on the plaque there, it's number 12 of 25 of the area body.
Oh my God.
I think this is probably the best one I've seen, because I have seen some other ones like Creative Bespoke. It's not really all that great.
Yeah.
But This one looks great.
This
So,
is absolutely one of my favorite car colors. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like what they did with this.
yeah,
I really do.
yeah.
Oh
SF90,
my God, man.
monster car with ballistic speed.
I get speechless around this one of these guys right here, man.
Yeah.
This is just.
It is teleportation is kind of what this feels like. I don't really have any other words for it.
Between this one and McLaren 750, it's like the aliens have really come to Earth and created something for us, buddy.
They really pushed Ferrari into their comfort zone making this car.
I bet they did.
I'm telling you, this is totally against everything that they do. Like, very, very against. But this spec's pretty cool, and this paint's got a lot of depth in it.
Yes,
So,
I'm looking at the flake and
I think it's
the
Nero,
bronze.
I think it's just Nero Daytona. I think that's the color, but Daytona's got all that crazy pearl in it. And
you got white, this flake.
it's
You
got
got
like
this
like a champagne kind of pearl.
almost
going on.
champagne going into. Doesn't it have almost bronzish?
Yeah, like bronze. That's kind of the color I meant. But
I don't know if it's coming across on the camera, but man, it pops. It looks gray so far through the viewfinder, but hopefully it comes out. It really looks bronze. It looks really good.
you know, these don't make 1,000 horsepower.
Nah, yeah,
They make 996.
yep, just on the cusp.
Because they didn't want to piss off LaFerrari.
Yep, yep.
That's a cool experience.
Oh my God, look at these wheels, carbon wheels, guys. And of course, I don't have the mics.
Very expensive.
Yeah,
On the secondhand market, I think those are like $40,000 or $50,000 wheels. I've seen them for sale on eBay for 40 grand for Ferrari OEMs.
is it only Ferrari or is it all carbon wheels now? Because what? God, Ford has carbon wheels.
Whatever
Chevy
it
has
is,
carbon wheels.
Whatever it is, add a 35% Ferrari tax.
Yeah, that's right. You have a good point. I don't even know why I'm even thinking about that.
You don't know the kit on this Aventador. I don't know what's going on with the skirts, but I love the spec.
I love the spec.
It's in balloon white.
Yep.
Which it's funny. If you want to see what this paint looks like when it's not in like a frozen PPF or like a matte, that's literally the same exact color that this is.
But that's frosted.
But this is
or frozen or whatever.
Like frozen or matte PPF.
Yes.
If I had to guess, it's a PPF. It
Yeah.
could be an ad personam like flat balloon white, but
Yeah.
that is literally
The same color.
the same exact color. And it may just look on camera like it's just white. So of course it's the same, but they're actually balloon white's got this crazy cream
Yeah.
pearl like
It's literally like the frosted balloons you see, guys. Like,
Yeah.
for real.
yeah. And that's why they call it balloon
Balloon
white.
white, yeah.
So this one's obviously lowered, but front lifts up.
I love, bro, this spec is just everything. These wheels take this spec to the next level for me. And it really pulls the color. It pulls the carbon into this color scheme so hard. From the mirrors, and everything's frosted. From the mirrors, yeah, that is PPF. You can see, I think that is.
Yeah. There's
Yep. It's PPF that's bringing it there. And it's just, God, it looks so good, man.
Oh yeah, we just kind of walked past this.
Like it's nothing.
Well, hey, you know, I'm not really into the Porsche thing.
You and I both.
GT2 RS, this is a pretty fucking nasty car.
Really is. I mean, it's a track beast. I mean, this car literally stands on its own. It sounds really good. It's touted to be one of the absolute best track cars on the market. So any of the GT2, GT4 RS, you're going to get something that's going to literally be a great daily driver. You can go straight to you can drive it to the track, beat it up, and then go home with it.
And then Porsche's pretty smart too, because all of the hanging bits that are hanging off the car, like your rocker panel skirt basically, and the front splitter, that's all plastic. And that's because it's intended to be damaged in this place.
Yeah.
So they know that they want to encourage their customers to really use the car.
Yeah.
And I have to respect it.
And all your carbon fiber, the real important pieces, are sitting high and out of the way. But you can drive this thing and have a great time. You know, my Porsche owners that I do know, they love their cars. And, you know, they're big fans of them. They drive and beat the crap out of them. They have track days just for those guys. And I don't blame them. Enjoy them.
Yeah.
drive the crap out of them, and
It's on Brixton Force wheels.
yeah,
By the way.
yes,
Pretty crazy.
and it's bananas. And here's the interesting part, right? These wheels, this is a factory option, right?
Oh, you mean the center lock?
No, the wheels.
No, you can't get Brixton Forge factory.
I thought these not the factory.
No,
so the factory GT2 RS wheels are
They're
actually
very similar style.
Yes,
But it's so fuck you money to have a Brixton Forge.
it really is.
The exact same style.
Straight, yeah. But it's like similar style of what you can get from factory.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, it's one of the lightest wheels on the market.
Yeah. Yeah.
The factory wheel.
Yeah.
So you really don't need to. But to your point,
I think it's cooler that
this
they
is
went
such
that
a slap in the face.
way. And it's a center lock.
Yes,
So-
and it's a center lock.
That's cool. And it's interesting. They actually have the holes here for the different bolt pattern,
Yep.
I believe. Or if you're putting it on a different car.
You can
Unless
put them
they-
here.
Actually, no, it's all blocked off.
Yeah, no, you can drill them.
Like if you want to,
Yeah.
but I don't know if you would drill a Brixton wheel. I'd probably send it to them to get it, to do it.
Oh, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
They got wheel makers. Some of the wheels you can buy, you can come and they're not drilled.
Yeah.
And you can get them drilled out.
Yeah. So that's that. GT3 RS.
Another track
I think
beast.
it's GT2 RS wheels. These, okay, you know what's interesting? These are the YSEC GT2 RS wheels.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there is a different wheel for that car, but I know that these are YSOC wheels.
Yeah. And it's a really good wheel. This is what I'm telling you. This is a great wheel for the track. It's light and it's strong. Like, to spend money on putting other wheels on this car is pretty much ridiculous in my opinion.
Yeah. So
Big wing, carbon on the top, plastic on the bottom.
we have a triage of Camaros. This is a 2019 ZL1 1LE. You might see this again on the channel.
Yep. Oh, you shall.
And then
Oh, you
that
shall.
is a 2023 ZL1 1LE. I'm sorry. Is it 23 or 24? One or the other. But it is the final model year, and it has 6 miles on it, and it's a 6-speed manual. This record.
What? I'm sorry, I got excited for a moment. 6 miles?
6 miles. Brand new, sir.
Is this Illinois Motors car?
Yes.
Guys, look at this. 6 miles. Dinner bell's ringing. Ding, 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 come and get it. Come and get it. What? 6 miles.
I like how we're just kind of avoiding these perfect cars. And to be fair, these were here last time, but they're here again.
Yeah, they were.
Better.
But this, I love this spec. This wheel combination with this color.
Yeah, it looks
It
great.
is so good, man.
Interior's great.
Yep, red
It's
interior.
Really awesome.
Great car.
This is a 15 Aventador, so people kind of got a lot more expressive with the options the later they go.
Yeah.
Early ones, it's common to find them in single gray tone interior,
Yeah.
which is kind of not
Blah.
Yeah, it's
Very blah.
But it's quite a bit of money to color out the interior like that. So this is a pretty legit spec. It's a nice. It's a special color. It's balloon white.
Yeah.
Like this is their classic color,
It's beautiful.
And yeah, and the GT makes an appearance again.
Yum
Love
E.
these.
Man,
Love them.
I love this car.
It's a special car, man. And I don't know. I think there was a plan for some upgrades on this.
Do you know what kind?
I think he was gonna do exhaust and tune, but it's got factory acrophomage on it, which is a factory option for these. So you can see their little logo there.
I love this car. I really do.
Me too.
I think it's super, super special.
I'm in that really small boat of people that would take this over the 0506.
I would take it over the 0506.
You would?
Yeah.
Really?
I would take it over the 0506 because I think that they crossed the threshold with this one. They actually took it to another level.
They took it from tribute to track.
Yes.
Yeah.
So really track.
Yeah.
And although the other one is visceral,
Yeah.
for the most part, right? Big motor, It's got the look, like you said, it presents itself, right, very well. I think this one presents itself awesomely, but it also does some confusing things to people who wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
Why do we have these big holes right here, right?
Why does it look like the pig from Angry Birds?
Right. Literally, right? And I just think this car was good, very, very good. I think they did such a great job with this.
The 05 06 GT is like if Led Zeppelin remade Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah.
Because they just took that original thing and they made it. They
tweaked it. They took some clay. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's
hard to
shape
make
this.
that song better, right?
Right.
You would think, how could you make the old one better? And they did it with the 05 06.
They add a little.
So I guess I would probably just, I don't know. I think the 05 06 GT is, in my mind, it's like when there's an old school Lambo. Right?
Yeah.
V12, manual gearbox. People love it. Countach, Diablo, Murcielago.
Just look at the Diablo at Crown. They have one.
100%.
They got a Diablo at the Crown.
That's
that real
car.
Yeah.
So photos coming soon.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like that. It's like when people get excited about looking at an 05 or an 06 GT. It's like, oh, it's proper Ford GT.
Yeah.
Supercharged V8 and a manual gearbox. It's like looking at a proper Lambo, V12 and a manual gearbox. This is sacrilegious to those kinds of people because it's a dual clutch transmission. It's a V6 with twin turbos. Like, you could never think that it's insane, but I don't know. I watched the one take video from Matt Farah in the Canyons, and he is clearly going like 140 around turns.
Yes.
These big sweeping turns.
Yes.
But you can see the motion and the way it's transited. I'm like, you could never do that.
You couldn't. It's gone.
Never.
It's off the cliff, bro.
Yeah.
It's you rolling down the hill. It's over. Like, this car, they did it so well, and it's so purposely designed. Look at these lines, bro.
And they really just brought it to the next level, like of just driver's cars or just modern cars.
Yeah.
I don't really care what people say. Some people knock the motor, some people knock the price. The price is on secondhand, especially. I get it.
I mean, the price makes sense if you think about the fact that this is technically a race car that you have on the street.
Yeah.
You can cruise this all day long and turn it all the way up and just annihilate other real race cars on the track.
Chris Harris drove one of these on YouTube briefly, and he said it was, without question, the best handling car that he had driven, like modern car that he had driven up to that point. He had been in all the fastest 911s at that point too. This thing was on a different level. It was just reactivity. It's just a special car, dude. It's really, really...
Out of all the cars that I have in my head to be behind the wheel, this is absolute number one for me to drive.
Yeah.
Number
me
one.
too.
It's way up at the top of the list.
Yeah.
It's very utopian to think that it could happen because it's just so rare of a car. That'd be a dream come true. I'll be tearing up like a little kid, man, for real, to ever get behind the wheel of one of these. Yeah. I love this car.
It's funny, this is next to my favorite. These are my two favorite modern supercars, like true modern 2010 plus supercars. This and the Aventador, because they were not built for everyone.
No. You're right.
They were built for people that wanted to deal with some compromises.
Yeah.
To have a slightly, more rigid, raw, original driving experience. People knock on the transmission. People knock on the motor.
Unfortunately, the transmission does have some issues on that guy.
What's funny is that's blown out of proportion.
It is.
13, I get it. But 14 and up, dude.
They figured out what was going on. But the Aventador have had his issues with transmission. Don't get me wrong. This right here, not the 15. No.
Especially not the SV.
No, not the SV. The SV was done.
I drove the SV we had here. Not kidding. It didn't buck. It didn't do anything. It literally coasted like a DCT.
Jeez.
People make such a big deal over nothing with those cars. And I still...
No, it was the older ones.
The 12 and 13.
It was the older ones. No, it wasn't the newer cars.
I can't defend those.
No, you can't. No, it was the older ones that had the issues.
Yeah.
And that transmission is not inexpensive if you need to replace it or repair it.
Tremendously expensive.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely, it's a car. Literally, it's a car.
It's independent shifting rod is
Yes.
the name of the transmission, the ISR. They would eat clutches.
Yep.
It's kind of a disaster.
Yeah.
Launch controls were really bad.
Yeah, they bleed out on the inside, like for real.
Yeah. And then the 12 and 13 had that crazy issue where it would just, when you'd shut the car off, it would shunt itself into fourth gear.
Yeah.
It
Wouldn't do anything.
Yeah, wouldn't
Dunzo.
So that was cool. But, you know, let's let the past be the past.
The past is the past. Because these two don't have these same issues.
Yeah.
They don't have the same
You
issues.
have a 15 and a 16. So those issues, not our problem.
The crazy part, how much I love this car, I know for a fact, these are far more obtainable than this guy right here.
That's the crazy thing. You'd think that it's the other way around.
You think it was the other way around.
But it's not.
Those guys are far more obtainable than this guy.
Like,
and it's still...
For a 15 coupe, it's like mid to low threes.
Yep.
SV coupe.
Yep. Fours, 50, almost to 500, yeah. SVs.
$1 million?
Yeah. All day long.
Like 850 to $1 million?
To the point, literally, the owner can name their price because they're so...
They're not available.
They're not available.
It locks you into a 2-year contract.
Yeah.
And artificially inflates the value of the car.
Yeah.
So, but I'll tell you one thing. The show we're about to have tomorrow.
Oh, it ain't.
Not be average.
Guys, listen. Here's what I'm going to do. Because of where we are and what we're doing. I mean, how do you just kill this video with all that's about to happen? I'm remiss to think that it dies just like that. So what I'm going to do, when I snap my fingers, guys, you're going to see the type of activity that's going to be here tomorrow. Like movie magic. Like in 1, 2, we're here. The energy is through the roof, guys. If you're not here, you're missing a great opportunity. Look, I got my brother right here.
Yes, sir.
The Catfish. Look at the people, guys. I have somebody I need to introduce you to. Huh? Look, it's Nikki, everybody. Guys. I really want you guys to take in just the crowds and the activity that's going on. This is a great event. If you didn't come here, you didn't see this, you're missing it. I'm gonna just walk through, kind of get you guys, show you what's going on. Sheesh. So we got Rex over here, my brother.
How you doing?
Wonderful, wonderful. Just that we have all these crowds on the inside. Outside is just as crazy. Yeah, man. It's that heat, man. This is that heat. Oh my God, that thing is nasty. Sheesh. Look at this thing, bro. Nasty. Listen, man, y'all see the other video, man, with all the activity that's going on here at the show. I just want to give y'all a preview and a lead into what's happening out here. I know where we at, man. We are at Illinois Motor. I told y'all, man, they don't do it normal over here. No, why is that, man? Because it was designed for greatness, just like you guys. Because it was designed for greatness, guys, you have the right responsibility and authority to never, ever, ever be average. So, guys, don't be average.